Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, commonly known as ADHD, is often misunderstood as simply a problem of distraction or excessive energy. In reality, ADHD is a complex neurodevelopmental condition that affects how the brain manages attention, motivation, impulse control, and time perception. It influences how people think, plan, prioritize, and regulate their behavior. For many individuals, ADHD is not about a lack of intelligence or effort. Instead, it reflects differences in how certain brain systems operate, particularly those responsible for executive functions. To understand ADHD clearly, it helps to imagine the brain as a large orchestra. In most people, the conductor keeps every section of the orchestra strings, percussion and wind instruments playing in harmony and at the right moment. In someone with ADHD, the orchestra is still full of talented musicians, but the conductor has difficulty coordinating the timing. The music may start too early, stop too late, or jump unexpectedly between sections. The potential for beautiful music is still present, but the coordination of attention and action requires more effort. At the root of ADHD are differences in brain structure and brain chemistry, especially in areas responsible for executive functioning. The prefrontal cortex, a region located behind the forehead, plays a central role in planning, decision-making, working memory, and impulse control. In individuals with ADHD, this region often develops differently or communicates less efficiently with other brain networks. Neurotransmitters such as dopamine and norepinephrine, which help regulate motivation and focus, are also involved. Dopamine can be thought of as the brain's motivation signal, helping the mind decide which tasks are worth attention. When dopamine regulation functions differently, the brain may struggle to maintain focus on tasks that feel routine, slow, or unrewarding, while becoming intensely absorbed in activities that provide immediate stimulation or novelty. Scientific research has provided substantial evidence for these neurological differences. One of the most influential studies was conducted by Dr. Xavier Castellanos and colleagues in 2002 using brain imaging techniques. The research found that children with ADHD showed delays in the maturation of certain brain regions involved in attention and executive control. Importantly, the study did not suggest that these brain areas were permanently damaged, but rather that their development followed a different timeline. Later work published in 2007 showed that cortical maturation in children with ADHD occurred approximately 3 years later than in children without the condition. This finding helped shift the understanding of ADHD away from behavioral problems toward a developmental perspective of brain timing. Cognitive experiments have also helped researchers understand how ADHD affects mental processes. One widely used framework is the continuous performance task, which measures sustained attention over time. Individuals with ADHD often show more variability in response times and a greater tendency toward impulsive responses. A useful metaphor is to imagine attention as a flashlight in a dark room. For most people, the flashlight beam is steady and directed. For someone with ADHD, the flashlight may swing around rapidly, illuminating many interesting corners but struggling to stay fixed. Age plays a significant role in how ADHD appears. In childhood, symptoms often involve hyperactivity and impulsive behavior. As individuals grow older, hyperactivity often becomes less visible. Instead of running, adolescents and adults may experience internal restlessness, racing thoughts, or difficulty organizing tasks. Geography and culture can also influence how ADHD is recognized and experienced. In some countries, ADHD is widely diagnosed, while in others it remains under-recognized or misunderstood. Cultural expectations about behavior, discipline, and academic performance shape how symptoms are interpreted. Time perception is another area where ADHD affects daily life. Many individuals experience what researchers call time blindness. Tasks that require long-term planning may seem distant and abstract until the deadline becomes immediate. Imagine that most people have a mental clock that ticks steadily, helping them sense the distance between now and future events. In ADHD, that clock may tick irregularly. Hours can disappear unnoticed during engaging activities. Research by Dr. Russell Barkley suggests that deficits in executive function contribute to difficulty representing future consequences. The issue is not a lack of motivation itself, but a difference in how motivation is triggered. Tasks that are new, exciting or urgent can capture intense focus, sometimes called hyperfocus. In contrast, tasks that are routine or slow may feel mentally inaccessible, even if the person understands their importance. In educational settings, students with ADHD often show a pattern of strong intellectual potential combined with uneven performance. In the workplace, the ADHD cognitive style often includes high creativity, rapid idea generation, and adaptability. Modern environments with notifications and rapid information streams can amplify attention challenges. Another important aspect is emotional regulation. People with ADHD may react strongly to frustration or perceived rejection. Despite challenges, ADHD is not simply a list of deficits. Many researchers emphasize a strengths-based perspective. Evolutionary theory suggests traits like curiosity and risk-taking may have been advantageous in contexts like exploration. Treatment often involves a combination of medication, behavioral strategies, and coaching to build support structures. Returning to the orchestra, medication may help strengthen the conductor signals, while strategies reorganize the music sheets. With the right supports, the orchestra can produce powerful and creative performances that reflect its unique style. Understanding ADHD requires moving beyond stereotypes. It involves recognizing differences in brain development and processing. When society understands ADHD more accurately, it becomes possible to design systems that support diverse ways of thinking. Learning how to guide that engine can transform what once seemed like a limitation into a different rhythm of living. Thanks for watching.